Hello and welcome to Project Nigel, where you'll find a whole host of old knackered rovers and some that are very nice. A cat, a fridge, a bike, all the kind of things you can imagine. Yeah.
Exactly. And today, my task is going to be possibly getting the fuel relay out of that 600 over there to find out if that is why it doesn't start. A small coolant leak to investigate on this ZR.
Rover 75 bits to send.
A battery to charge. And a beard to either cut off or trim. Right, well there we go. That is the plan for the day. How much of that will work out, I don't know. The priority is going to be sending those bits off because they've been paid for. And, oh, actually, more stuff. Hopefully be answering some replies about this car today because it's going up for sale. And then this one here, the battery is to go inside this car so it can be a car that can be moved around easily. Straight after that, I'm going to try and talk Craig Mansley into buying it. Had he not expressed any interest in it in the first place, I'd have left him alone. But it's his own fault. No smoke, no poke, still a joke.
Oh, nothing compares to you, Nigel.
These are the bits. Rover 75 door finishes. Prone to going rusty. Gosh, they look a bit like bread knives. Wrapped up and put in a box that's almost big enough. I much prefer it when people come and collect their parts, but these are going to Oxfordshire. Or is it Warwickshire? Either way, it's too far away to just collect a few bits of metal when obviously they can just go into a box. I do like it when people turn up for parts, even though you may think it's time consuming chatting away to people, but it's less time consuming having a chat than wrapping up parcels. In yesterday's video, I asked a question about beards, and Jason Kent came up with an answer. The fact is, if you don't mess around with your beard like you're some sort of Bond villain or an evil school teacher, then there's something wrong and you really shouldn't have a beard. It's about time somebody made a book about beards and all of the activities you can do with your beard, all the different ways you can style it, all the different characters you can have whilst donning your beard. It could feature all of the famous men with beards. Men with beards who aren't serial killers. Children's entertainers that keep their hands to themselves. And my favourite, politicians that aren't Liberal Democrats. You don't need to be a hipster to have a beard, but you usually do need to be a man. I'm dropping these door finishes off now at 11:15, going out of my way to do it, so don't have to do it afterwards. There's a chance I'll be going by this way afterwards, but I'd just like to get it out of the way and off my mind so I can concentrate on the other jobs that I need to do today. And there are many other jobs, as I've already listed. Some of them I might get done. Added bonus in today's video is the selection of MGF parts that came from Rover Revival the other day. Look, boot carpet, carpet, door cards, engine covers, more door cards, and arch liners. And now it's time for some Harry Seacombe. That could well be the Harry Seacombe theme tune, although chances are I'll forget it later on. This is why I never get any work done. Just about to undo some screws for this center console thing here, so I can have a look behind and see if I can locate that brown relay. The brown fuel pump relay. This is the likely cause of this car not starting. And the missing bit of exhaust will be the likely cause of it making a racket. Yes, it's that time again. And so far today, just as I was about to start looking for that relay, somebody called Matthew turned up. Yeah, and then Baroness Mustard turned up, and then Senior Mustard turned up, and between them all, a little bit of time went by. So now it's time to do the school run thing again, and I'm back thinking this thing. Friday I can swap cars and go for that MG-ZR. You know, it's a rather exciting thing. It's a bit like having kind of Christmas kind of excitement. And it's been a long time since I've been excited by Christmas, but the start of every month having a different car. Fabulous. Imagine how much more fabulous it would be if rather than paying monthly you could pay daily for your road tax, because then I could have something like my truck sat in the yard most of the time, not using the roads and not paying to use the roads. That would be great, but that's never going to happen because, well, you know, it'd be too inconvenient to not collect so much money for road tax. That bus looks like a calculator. I appreciate not many people will understand what I mean by that, and that's fine. But the late 70s time of excitement with all the new digital technology just about to explode, that's what things looked a bit like that bus. If you disagree, you can tell me. You need a little bit of predictability in my videos, and that is why I'm stopping at exactly the same set of lights to record as always. Maybe it's because this is the most exciting part of Rochdale. It would be nice if I could make some progress on Harry the 600 this afternoon by taking those bits off and finding this big brown relay, and hopefully discovering I've got one already from an 800 or something. That would be quite nice. Or if it can just be mended, if it just needs resoldering, have a go at doing that and put it back in and it all works, and I drive it around the yard and it drives perfectly, if not a little noisily. That's what I'd like to happen. That's what I would like to happen. Let that be the case. Now that's a car I like, a Peugeot 508. That's a very, very stylish looking saloon car. It's almost like Peugeot have decided to make interesting looking cars again. I wonder if it's as good as it looks. Especially compare that to this 307cc that I let out there. I'm sorry, but whoever you are that owns that car, just my opinion, but I think it's absolutely gopping. I'd love a test drive in a 307cc just so I can talk about its looks. Looks aren't entirely subjective. Can anybody really like the look of that? It looks a bit like a sperm whale. Speaking of reviews, something different for Thursday that hopefully many of you will be interested in. Let's have another Subaru review. This time it's a Legacy. Yep, a 3-litre Legacy, I think it is. It's supposed to be very, very good. I hope it is. Progress is slow. This lot seems to have some secret screws or something. It's all very well just pulling at the clips and things, but you never know when there's a screw that isn't really there. Good. I found it. I believe it's not under there, but under here. Just one of these under here somewhere. Fairly sure it's that one, but I don't know for definite. Well, here we have the thing itself. I've got to try and get this cap off, and it doesn't look that easy actually. Yes, there we go. Ah, doesn't look that bad actually. Well, yeah, it looks fine, but as I open this up, it does It smells like, when I was at school, there was a couple of dinner ladies that smelt like that, and it's not very nice. You might think I've lost the plot, but actually I've just lost my soldering iron. Can't seem to find it anywhere. Well, I didn't lose it for long, because here it is. I had just a little bit of solder left, so I've put a dab on one of those pins there that didn't look too good. And now I'm going to find out if it works. I can't quite decide if this has been a disappointing day or not, because that thing over there, Nigel's unusual cousin, I haven't even put a battery in that. I did that little bit of resoldering on that, and it's not made any difference, but I have heard the engine running by using Easy Start or brake cleaner. And inside here, which I've gone and locked up now, Benny Jazzmags, yeah, I was going to be finding out what the coolant leak was, and I didn't get around to that either. Looks like I've surprised a few people today with my no-nonsense sales pitch of the Rover 820 called Derek. Not because it's called Derek, but because I've put it up for sale. Maybe I need to go into detail about some other things as well, because of course Frank is in the yard, and that's already up for sale as a spares repair car, and nobody seems to want it. But I bet at some point someone will come along and say, oh, I've been looking for one of these for ages, and you've had one there for like 6 months and I didn't know about it. And no doubt they won't even speak like that, they'll probably have a Cornish accent. And then there's Project Christine, which is the press release 45. Yeah, well, that one may as well go up for sale as it is as well in some ways, because the welding that it needs doing on it is going to come to quite a bit. The welding that it needs doing is going to come to quite a bit, and I'm not going to find the money to go and do that and have it all put together to just go up for sale. So that may as well also be put up for sale as a project car. When I bought that car, I didn't realise it had a great big hole in the floor pan. I did think it originally was going to be a matter of just MOTing it. That's confused me. I did know it had a hole, because it was the first thing I spotted when Dan and I went to pick it up from Kent. He was the one surprised. Yeah, but I was even more surprised when I pulled back the carpet and found just how big that hole actually was, being as the year before it was solid. There's an awful lot of rot to happen in 1 year, or 2 years, or whatever it was. Anyway, let's have a few more tunes you can have at the end of this video. And thank you for all the contributions. Oh, by the way, one other last thing. I've had a couple of contributions to the Project Nigel fund, initiative, cause, whatever you want to call it, but no email. So I don't know what to do next there, because PayPal doesn't really give you the option to send messages back and forth, because it's not what it's about. If you're going to do that, please email me as well. Thank you, and good night. Yep. That's a good size for your mobile phone.